Okay, guys, welcome along to a brand new video. We're going to get into a little chat about the incredible Rocky Mountain race from 1977. This is a childhood favourite of mine. We had this on VHS for so long. It was played, done. We recorded it off the TV one Christmas. One of those feel good movies from beginning to end. The synopsis of this movie is essentially, an old man observes a boy bullying his playmates and he treats him to a morality lesson. The man tells a story of the epic cross country race between a young Mark Twain and his rival Mike Fink. The bulk of this film depicts the race, which proves to be more of a test of character than of stamina. Fantastic. This kid at the beginning, he's like, I wouldn't say he's actually bullying these kids, but he's really pushing the fact that he's the strongest, the bravest. He's not afraid of anything. He's giving it a lot of lip. They're outside this house, which belongs to Samuel Clements, and to prove that he's not scared of this guy Clements, he lifts a snowball, chucks it at the house, and these kids are like, "Ooh, we're going to get in trouble." So Clements comes out, grabs hold of the kid. This was back in the days whenever, you wouldn't have thought anything different from a kid arsing about and getting a thick ear off a neighbour. That's what happened back then. Anyway, Clements is like, I'm not angry at you. There's no damage to the house. And he takes the kid in and gives him some cocoa and shares this story. And we cut to flashback, essentially, the whole film, other than that opening section, and a wee bit at the end of the movie, is told in flashback. Young Mark Twain, played by, well, the old Mark Twain and the young Mark Twain, same guy. He's just done it to make him look older, but the role's played by Christopher Connolly, and a role that he was born to play. Like, I can't see the character of Mark Twain in any other movie or TV show and not compare it to Christopher Connolly. It's like he was born to play Mark Twain. Fantastic. Mike Fink is played by Forrest Tucker, and again, this is an R character. And I don't know if it's because I just watched this movie so much whenever I was a kid growing up, but I can't look at him and anything else either and not compare him to Mike Fink in this movie. The other main character in here, there's a lot of big names in this from back in the day. Around that time, a lot of big names in it, but Larry Storch is in here as Eagle Feather, who's an Indian brave who's sent out after Mark Twain and Mike Fink after they steal the moccasins of Chief Crazy Horse. Now, how they get to that point is the fact that Twain comes to this town to become a writer, and he tries a few different jobs. Nothing goes his way. It's just not his thing, and he eventually gets a job with a newspaper. And the thing that he's famous for in the town is his funny stories about people that live in and around this town. And of course, it's only a matter of time before Mike Fink becomes the target of one of his stories. And when he hears of this and reads it, the whole town is in stitches, laughing at him. It's a blow to his image, as the way he sees it. So he decides he's going to go track down Twain and beat him out of the town, essentially. But they don't get into a fight as such. There's a lot of punches been thrown by Mike Fink. Twain is just, ducking out of the way of them all. But there's a lot of damage happens to the town in this sequence, and it's hilarious. Well done too. There's so many little things that happen in that fight. It's just like, it's beyond random, because there's a couple of little sequences in there, some falls and stuff that you're like, why would you even put that on there? It makes absolutely no sense. It is beyond hilarious, but why it happened, no one knows. When you see the movie, you'll catch it straight away. But so funny. They eventually get arrested, thrown in jail, and the town council get together. They're not happy. They're like, you know, once these guys serve their amount of time in jail, they're just going to be back out in the streets again. They're going to be fighting again, and the town's going to be destroyed again. What are we going to do? So they come up with the idea of sponsoring a race to get these guys out of the town, and it's a cross-country race. They just have to get to the Pacific Ocean, and whoever gets there first will be crowned King of the West. The only problem with this plan is that, you know, once they finish the race, what's to stop them from just coming right back here again and destroying the town again? So they come up with an idea that they have to collect certain items along the way to prove that they, you know, did the entire course. The only thing of this is, the only thing with this idea is that they're all items that are going to put their personal safety to the test, to the point where they're probably going to get killed. And that's what the town council is hoping. They won't make it to the end of the race. So you've got one. I'm just trying to recall some of the items off the top of my head here. There's a conductor's cap from the Western Flyer train. It's the railroad payroll train, and anybody that gets close to it is shot on the spot. No questions asked. There's the moccasins of Chief Crazy Horse, of course, stealing his shoes, essentially. So you're going to walk into an Indian camp, you're probably going to get scalped. What else is there? There's a menu from Demonico's restaurant. And the reason that's on there is because Mike Fink and Mark Twain aren't the patronage that this restaurant would like. You know, it was very upper crust, tilly pip, what, and these guys would never get through the doors of it, and if they try to start any trouble in that city, that's a hanging town, so they're in trouble there. Eagle fellers is another thing. They have to get 2 fellers from an eagle, and the only way they can get that there is they have to go up onto a nest high up in a tree. They might fall, they might die. Again, town council's just throwing everything they can at them to try and get rid of them. So off they go on the race, and you know, it's a morality tale at the end of the day. Hardcore comedy, but a morality tale. So you've got the Mike Finken here. He's like the big bully of the piece, which Samuel Clemens is comparing this kid to. And is Mike Fink going to rethink his ways and change to be a different person at the end of the movie? I know the answer, and you probably know the answer yourself too, but you need to watch the movie to check it out for yourself. It is good. There's a few moments in it where he gets into serious trouble, like life-threatening trouble, and he's actually helped out by Mark Twain and this Indian brave eagle feller. And yes, he's actually been convicted of destroying Delmonico's restaurant, and they're taking him on to hang him. But he's rescued by these pair of guys, and no sooner do they rescue him he stabs him in the back, and Twain is kind of devastated at this point. You know, did you not learn anything whenever you're in jail there? You know, what's it going to take to change you, more or less? But on the lead up towards the end of the movie, there's they're in rafts. They have to go down this quiet stream to the ocean, but there's heavy rapids down there, and their lives are put at huge risk before the end of the movie. And it's the point where Fink has to make the decision: is he going to be selfish, won the title of, you know, King of the West, whatever it may be, or go back and do the right thing? So it's a great movie. It's one of these ones where, you know, there's not a huge amount of movies that I could sit down and watch over and over again and not get fed up with them. This is one of them. I could literally easily, like The Quiet Man, my number 1 favourite movie of all time, this one here. I don't know if I'd have it like in the top 5 or top 10, but it's enjoyable. Absolutely fantastic. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and definitely if this has piqued your interest to check out the incredible Rocky Mountain Race, please do let me know in the comments below. I don't think it's going to be a waste of your time, and now that I've talked about it, I'm going to get off here now and I'm going to go and rewatch it myself. So until the next video, guys, stay safe and I'll talk to you all then.